Hello my friend, welcome back. My name is Hannah and today I'm going to show you how I achieved this autumn look. I'm really excited for the autumn season to come upon us. It's my favorite time of the year. I live in the desert, so the heat has really been holding on for its dear life, but I'm ready for it to go. I'm ready for it to leave me. I really like when it gets darker earlier in the day because that's like my favorite time of year. I'm not a huge fan of I don't know, I like sunlight up until like noon and then I don't want it anymore. I kind of like the later like sunset time. I like a little bit after golden hour and then like when it becomes evening. So I'm really ready for it. And if you want to see how I got this look, please continue watching. Anything that I use in this video, I will have in the links down below. So let's go ahead and zoom in and get started. As you can see, I've already done my base and my brows and my bronzer. I've been using the same products for this all week and it's just what I'm comfortable with. You don't have to do anything too crazy. This is mostly a focus on an eye look versus anything else. But for me, it's easier to do my eyeshadow look first and then kind of color coordinate around that because sometimes what I think it's gonna look like in my head isn't what happens in execution, so I rather just play it safe. I have two palettes that have a similar color story. One is, I think, still readily available, but the other one is not. And I'm only doing like one eye of each tone just to kind of do a color comparison because I don't know if they're gonna bring back the Gemini palette, but it's one of my favorite collection of like mustard shades. And I kind of forget that I have this ColourPop palette. And with fall kind of coming on us, and I really want to do really fun looks for the fall, and I think it's like my favorite kind of color story because things are just a little bit deeper, right? A little bit richer. So I'm excited for the new palettes that are gonna come out, but I want to play with what I have so I can see what I need to add to my collection. So with this eye, I'm going to start with my Gemini palette, and then with this eye, I will do the ColourPop collection. So I'm going to start with the Gemini palette on this one. And I'm just going to take this deeper mustard shade into the outer corner and kind of bring it into my crease. I like to do a more like cat eye shape and really like pull it out. So I really just focus, I don't try to drag it too deep into my crease, especially because I have hooded eyes, you couldn't really see it. So I just do a splash of color on the outside. And then I take a blending brush and I just kind of soften that out. Okay, and then I'm going to take, on a fluffier brush, the next shade. So I think this is a little bit of a lighter mustard shade, and I'm just going to add it to the very front part of my eye. And kind of kiss it to the outer corner. And then I'm going to take the lighter shade in the Gemini palette and I'm just going to pop it on the outside just to soften that line. And then I'm going to take a little bit of this brown shade, just a bit, and I'm going to pop it right in the outer corner. And then with that same brown shade, I'm just going to pop it underneath And then I'm going to take that lighter shade again, and I'm just going to soften out that bottom shade. And there we go. And then I'm going to take a flat brush. I'm not a huge fan of this particular shimmer shade, only because it's very crumbly. I think this is what is considered a pressed glitter, and this is like my least favorite formula, I guess. This is my least favorite formula for Melt, because this, even with spraying it, the shade just gets very crumbly. And so I'm just gonna pop this shimmer shade right on the outer part of my lid. And then I'm gonna go back in one last time with that lighter shade and pop it right in the corner. And there we go, that's the first eye done. Would you call this a monochromatic palette? I don't know, I think this is just like a yellow brownish palette. It's a really neat color story. So I have a lot of different options than the few limited options in my Gemini palette, but I'm gonna try to keep it as similar as I can. So I'm gonna go in first with this bottom shade. In the same way, I'm just gonna add it to the outside corner of my eye and build it up. And then I'm going to sweep this shade over my lid. So as you can see right now, it's very similar. Like, you almost really couldn't tell the difference between which one is the Gemini and which one is the ColourPop. And I'm not dipping in too hard into my ColourPop palette. I'm just touching my brush, and I'm still getting a lot of color. So I think this is like the better ColourPop formula. And then I'm going to dip into this brown shade and just pop it into the outer corner. I'm going to take this lighter shade and just blend out that outer edge, because I like having like that almost ombre effect. I like when makeup looks have like that softer edge that looks like it kind of like the color's kind of melted onto the lid. I guess that's just what blending is, but... So the only difference between this palette and the Gemini palette is that this is the ColourPop palette is an all matte palette. So I still have to go in and use the shimmer from the Gemini palette on this eye, but it's, like I said, not the best shimmer shade, and it's not a particularly special color. I've seen kind of champagne-y shades like this in other palettes. Like, I think I have one like this in one of my ABH palettes. Is it the Soft Glam 2 or is it the Norvina that has a similar kind of like gold shimmer? I think it might be the Norvina. But again, I'm just gonna drag that shade over my lid. So before I leave to do my mascara, I do just want to apply a little bit of liner, but I don't want to be too dramatic with my liner. See, and it was that easy. I mostly just wanted to show you guys doing my liner, not because I think I do a great cat eye or anything, but it was that easy. In a previous video, or in my what I bought in the month of August video, I said that this eyeliner was one of my new holy grails, and I just wanted to show you like how easy it was to do that wing. And I'm like not an expert by any means, like I don't think this is a perfect wing, but like that was real time. It was that quick. Okay, so I'm gonna finish the liner on this side, do my mascara, and I will be right back. So this is the final look, and I think this is a fun way to start off the autumn season. I want to play more with grungier tones and do more not necessarily spooky inspired, but maybe like season inspired. I want to play with colors that really remind me of the season. I feel kind of like, you know, when you're in school and you're doing art projects, like I feel really inspired to do a lot of fun, colorful looks. And I've really been enjoying a lot of the products that I've been using lately, so I think my skills are just like leveling up. So this is fun. I like seeing the looks that I get and the confidence that I feel in my makeup skills. So let me know in the comments down below. Do they almost look exactly the same? Could you even tell that I was using two different palettes? Do you have either of these palettes or maybe something similar? What's your favorite yellow kind of palette that you might have, or maybe a palette that you always reach for in autumn? I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions down below, and I will see you guys for the next video. Bye.